Peace, family. Peace, peace. I'm going to give it about 10 seconds to make sure we're going good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. I'm sure we are actually live now. What's going on, family? It's Brother Coasty at IALLG.com. And I just felt very inspired. I got the energy running through me. And when I get the energy, I like to channel it in something very direct, something that's useful not only to me, but to the rest of the world. And today's topic is all about the whisper that's in your mind. And I'm sure you may be wondering, what whisper am I talking about? And I'm talking about the whisper that holds you back. I'm talking about the whisper that keeps you from living the life that you know that you're meant to live. Everybody gets it, I believe, unless you're living your ideal perfect life. And if you're living that, I want to talk to you in particularly so that we can collab on something. Because most people are not living their ideal and their perfect life. The question I typically ask is, why? Why is it that most people aren't going and being where they want to be? Now, there's a whole bunch of excuses behind it. They're going to say maybe it's money, maybe it's a situation, maybe it's a circumstance, maybe it's, something else. But the reality is, it's you. It's you. I'm going to walk you down the story for just a moment because I had to come to that realization that it was me. I was in my own way. And more important than just me, it was my mind. And more important than my mind, it was the programming and the conditioning from my childhood that stopped me from getting to where I really wanted to be and what I really wanted to do. It is fear, right? It is fear that typically stops us from going after and pursuing the things that are near and dear to our heart. Maybe it's a fear of loss. Maybe it's a fear of being seen. Maybe it's a fear of not being seen. Maybe it's a fear of money. Maybe it's who knows. But these fears, they plague us and they run rampant within our minds. And it's up to us to check them. It's up to us to notice the whispers, because oftentimes the whispers are so quiet. They're so subtle, so minute that we don't even notice it. But it's in these very subtle voices and these subtle whispers in the mind that we talk ourselves out of pursuing that which will serve us in our highest capacity and our highest good. I know you all know what I'm talking about. You decide to do something different, and right before you go and do it, you get that feeling in your stomach, that knot, and it's like, I don't know. And you second guess your decision to act. And it's not really that you second guessed it, your conditioning second guessed for you. And we live in such an unconscious state that we don't even consider why we're retracing, why we are not going forward with our decision to move. The truth is, it's fear. It's fear and conditioning, family. So what can you do what can you do about fear and conditioning? Number one, you can increase your awareness. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful for my brother / mentor. He put me on game with really understanding what meditation was all about. You need to meditate. Meditation is a must in day-to-day life. You need to meditate. What it does on a very high level, we're just going to speak high level. We're not going to go too deep because I don't want to lose anybody. It allows you to increase your awareness. It allows you to see the world around you in a very dynamic way. It allows you to be more conscious of your own thoughts. The beauty of it is, and this is kind of I say taboo, a lot of your thoughts aren't your thoughts. A lot of your thoughts are memories on replay based off a perspective that you had at an earlier state that was given to you by somebody else. For example, if you saw your mom or dad terrified of dogs, and before you had your own experience with a dog, your parents told you repeatedly, dogs are bad, dogs are evil, dogs are going to bite you. The first time, most likely, and if you see them react to that, The first time you encounter a dog, you're going to freak out. You're going to go bananas. You're going to go bonkers. And that's going to be your opinion of a fact. Fear typically results from opinions of facts, not the facts themselves. Let me explain, right? You lose your job. That's a fact. You're in ruin. That's your opinion of a fact. What do I mean by that exactly? It's your perception on the data. It's your perception on the information that you've received that typically locks you in to a particular way of using that information. You can use information in a plethora of different ways. You can use it to help you move forward. You can use it to tear yourself down and to keep you complacent and mediocre in life. Fear is that mediocrity. Fear is that fixed perspective on your relationship to things, right? So typically we have a fear of something. We don't typically just have fear. We don't really just sit and, I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? I just am. No, you have a fear of something. And when you have an of something, that means you have a relationship to that object, right? So let's go into it. Most people have like a fear of being seen or a fear of not being seen, right? So this kind of goes into our sense of worthiness. You have your relationship with yourself or your intrinsic value is skewed in some shape, some way, some form. A child does not have that skewed relationship until it's impressed upon them that they are lacking in some capacity. When you tell a child that they're bad, when you tell a child anything that is negative towards their own self-image, you begin to disconnect. Fear creeps in at that moment because you're interfering with a relationship that's already whole. A holistic life, a holistic perspective on anything is your relationship with that thing. One more time, a holistic perspective is a relationship with everything around you, right? So when we talk about holistic healing, it's not that we are going with one relationship. You have to recognize that each relationship influences other relationships. Your relationship with your parents influences your relationship with your friends. Your relationship with your friends influences your relationship with the world around you. Your relationship with the world around you influences your relationship with yourself. Your relationship with yourself influences your relationship with your reality. Right? Everything is interconnected. So when we talk about holistic healing, we're talking more about your relationships and your view of relationships. And we start to see where those relationships become fragmented, where the issues really set in, where the division came in with you in your life. When you recognize that and you can start seeing that for yourself, you begin the journey of healing. You begin to repair those relationships and you will start to see that the fear goes away. I want to highlight this because a lot of people confuse these two things together. Danger and fear. Danger and fear are two different things, right? Danger is the facts or the presence of something that can harm you. Fear is a thought that you will be destroyed, right? That's my view on it, at least. Something will destroy you, and therefore you have a fear of it. If you're not seen, it will destroy you. If you are seen, it will destroy you or will inflict more harm. Right? So some things are dangerous, but you don't have to be fearful of the danger. You just need to be aware of it, such as driving. Driving is quite dangerous. Are you afraid of driving, though? Most people aren't. Why? Because they are aware. They still have the control over what they do, or at least partially control, because you can't control other people. But you can control yourself in these situations. Most people result to fear because they sense a lack of control in a situation, and therefore fear is the result because they don't want to experience harm, or rather experience pain. Bringing all this forward, family, I want to let you know that the reason that you're not getting where you are is because you have fear. And the reason that you have fear is because you have a fragmented relationship with things around you. But more importantly, you have a fragmented relationship with yourself. You're not sure or you're not aware of who you really are. You are powerful beyond belief. You have so much power within you. You have the passion. You have a purpose. You have an impact that you came here to do and to give out to the world. And the only reason that you're not living up to that potential is because you believe. You believe. the limits that somebody else put on you.